All right. All right. Speaking of the hets, okay? They're not okay. They are not okay. This video is by a nobody. A literal nobody. Nobody at all. Their name is Autumn Grace. And the video is titled, Why You Shouldn't Respect Neo-Pronouns. Why you shouldn't respect them. Don't respect Neo-Pronouns. Don't do it. Also, it says, yeah, I'm not transphobic. Watch the entire video before you decide to hate. I'm not calling you bunny self. I don't know what that means. Anyway, a nice short and sweet why you shouldn't respect Neo-Pronouns from probably a very high-level thinker. Probably a very smart person. Ready to go. Little Care Bear action.
Have an important topic to talk about.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Who let the teenager on? God damn it. Now we gotta fucking shit all over this kid because they're stupid. It happened. Alright, I turned it all the way up. Let's see.
Explain to you what a neo-pronoun is. So like a neo-pronoun would be like...
What? Oh. Talking quietly because parents are in the other room. Get the fuck out of here. I'm making a YouTube video. This is like Caitlyn Bennett if she smoked weed once. All right. Okay. Her audio's quiet? I know. We're going to be really quiet, okay, chat? Shh. I only find the best trash, apparently. All right. Shh. Very nice wings. I agree, Flever, but that's not what it's about, okay? Shh. All right, everybody. Be really quiet. We don't want to wake up her parents. Damn it, you stole my joke, Darth Moonbear. It's okay. We shared the joke. We shared it. 50%, 50-50. All right, split it right down the middle. Here we go.
Kitty/kitten self, BLM self, ZZM self.
Who calls themselves BLM self? Has anyone else ever done that? Is that a thing? Why are we having problems with this very rare, very, very rare situation? I've never heard any. So here's what happens. If you are the entirety of BLM personified in one single person, we might have problems. I don't think anyone identifies as BLM self. I was gonna say I think this might be a lie as well. Surprise.
Don't even be in the comments like, you can't accept who I am. Baby, neither can you. And it's a little disappointing.
Wait. Oh no. We're also... Oh. Did you hear that? The side mouth, yes. Little side mouth. So, there's a little... Let's just say, I think this white child is engaging in a little AAVE. I think I'm hearing that. We're not going to shit on this kid too much, okay? Because they're dumb and kids are stupid. However, once you turn on the YouTube machine, I can only forgive you so much. Depends on what dumb shit you're about to say. All right, here we go.
Before you call me transphobic, homophobic, how is me not wanting to call you kitty self transphobic? Because I really want to know. And at this point, calling someone that is like, or identifying as that is like mocking trans people. I'm not calling you kitten self, wolf self, bun self. Some people want to be bunnies now. That's why it's stupid. It's not pronouns. It's a nickname. If you want to be called that, it could be your nickname. Because that is not a pronoun. That is not a gender. So it's like trans people been trying so hard for people to respect them. Then you want to be all quirky because it's a
I agree with the gist. So here's the thing. If you were being performatively, like, I agree with the, like, if you think someone is being performatively, like, I don't know how to say it, gendered, I guess? She confused trans people with furries? I don't know, dude. Death before, I've never heard anyone talk about this. And she is quiet. I can't turn her up any more than this, so I'm just going to try to do my best here. I've never seen somebody like say I'm kitten self. Like, this other kitten stuff isn't really a thing. And she called it Neo-Pronoun? Right, yeah. Sounds like kinning and not Neo-Pronouns. So I don't know what the... Maybe this is not super bad, but it's still kind of bad. I don't know. She can fuck off. She wants to come after furries. I don't think it's a furry thing. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. It might not be. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we thought, but it doesn't sound like it's like, I don't think this person's equipped for the conversation they're trying to have. Maybe. Okay.
I'm trying to.
Kinning is valid, but I don't care what. Look, hey, let's talk about that for a second. I think it's more interesting. If you say that you're a fucking dragonkin or something, just don't look, it's usually more of a community thing than it is. It's not transness. It isn't. And so you got to be sure that you're not trying to, equate that. Because no one is like, denying you rights because you really like wolves or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a thing. It's also not being a furry. You being a furry is a thing you kind of opt into. You enjoy. It's not your fucking identity, right? I disagree with you if you are starting to get to the point where you're like, I'm a what was the like, I'm a dragon and I have like an astral tail and like and they take it like super dead seriously. It's like, okay, like this is like an RP thing that I'm fine with if you do, and I think you need to explore it in a healthy way, but not in this way that it consumes your personality. This is not the experience that a trans person has. A trans person has like a fundamental disagreement between body and image and society and the way that these all play and gender expression, all that shit. Like, these are like traumatic real life experiences. You being whatever kin you are is not that. So as long as you're not equating that, we are not going to have a problem. You could be also trans and into the kinning stuff, which is also fun. I don't care. But it's when you have that crossover, when they're like, I'm a very oppressed akin to a trans person, then you lose me, and it really, really bothers a lot of people. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna see what else she has to say. Trans identity is not about suffering. That's true. Trans identity is about all of it that goes into it. But to deny that a lot of trans people do have suffering as part of that experience, even if it's minimal, even if you got to, like some kids nowadays, their parents are obviously very cool with it. And they're like, okay, I will gender you however you want for your whole life. Like they're not, a 10-year-old isn't not trans because they've been validated their whole life, right? And haven't gone through a ton of pain. But there is still that like incongruity that lies there, irregardless, you know what I mean? Or regardless, not irregardless, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's an incongruity between like the society's expectation based on your sex of what you should be called and then what you are called. And which is really where their diagnosis ends, but also for us, how you express yourself, how you want to be addressed in the future, and if that ever changes, that's valid too. Like, so again, I would agree that transness is not suffering and then everything else. It's just a facet that a lot of contemporary trans people face, and so it's not cool to co-opt that movement because you I don't know, think you're from the moon or something. So I don't think well, irregardless, I don't think fit that anyway, but yeah. So I don't know how to describe that anyway. I hope that's communicated properly. I'm trying not to denigrate people that are in the kinning community because I don't really give a shit. Because I don't, like, to me, it's not different from like being a furry or being having an RP account that you frequent a lot, or being in a fucking like I don't know, any of those other communities where a lot of it's your personality. It's fucking even a kink community. Shit, you've met Daddy Sume, where it's just like it like dominates kind of the conversation and the personality of that person. Okay, I'm fine with that, but like you do know that there's certain limits to that kind of stuff. But kins are usually not a very safe place. But yeah, I wish to co-opt your suffering due to my love of 3 Wolf Moon t-shirts. True, exactly. Yeah. Nothing's irritating about being non-binary and fluid is that there's no one ideal body because it switches, so I feel like no matter what, I will not feel at home in my body, and that is lame. I don't know how that experience is. I'm sure you're not alone if you talk to non-binary and fluid individuals. Yeah. But I would say that there's probably down the line, as you continue to experience that, I imagine it will numb over time because, number one, just your life experience and like that same thing can't hurt as bad all the time forever, but definitely can now. And number two, it will become more accepted over time, and you'll be able to, hopefully you feel comfortable just like being whatever you are on a particular day, you know what I mean? Like however you manifest when you wake up in the morning and end the day as, hopefully it's all congruent and it all just sort of flows naturally. I have a friend, Maelstrom, who is like this, who sometimes goes very masked for periods of time and very femme for periods of time, and then often a mix. Very big bushy beard, maybe a bald head, or maybe a full head of hair, full face makeup with or without the beard, big pretty nails, sometimes just natural nails, like really ostentatious out here, super pink glitter bomb person, sometimes very reserved, and then just in a pretty dress or a suit or a t-shirt and shorts, like and they're older now, so like they're in their 40s and like almost into the 50s, and like it's just one of those things where as time goes on, hopefully this is your experience, and this has been the experience of older fluid and non-binary people from just my circles, so this is totally anecdotal obviously, but they seem to be more comfortable over time as it just becomes sort of part of the normal routine to be like, well, fluidity's a bitch, but let's see where it goes today. And so hopefully, yeah. Plus body image things, I assume you're experiencing dysphoria, but do you also experience like dysmorphic ideation and stuff too? So that might be a problem, because you were saying you had you were going through bulimic stuff as well. So I mean, like it obviously feeds into itself, and so I think probably it's a combination of all those things, and yeah, therapy is obviously the best way to go once you can. But nonetheless, yeah. I feel like you'll land in a sweet spot at some point, at least on most days, where you're just going to be happy with yourself, hopefully. It'll get there. Anyway, like, cis people are like this too, don't get me wrong. Not with gender specifically, but just being happy as themselves it's a problem for everybody. So don't feel like you're uniquely alone here. A lot of people can share this experience with you, and like just know that everybody else to some extent feels awkward a lot of the time. Whether they're comfortable in their gender identity like me, but not comfortable at certain times just with your body, or just with like sometimes just like I like to be naked a lot. Shocker. I just don't like wearing clothes sometimes. It just makes me feel icky sometimes. You know what I mean? Just no, it's just me. Some people do feel like that. So I don't know. There's a little bit of comfort and solidarity. Not a ton, but a little bit. Anyway, let's continue this.
To be alt, and you want to be a certain type of pronoun, and you choose to be a kitten.
That's not a pronoun, bro.
That is not a pronoun. That is a nickname.
No one's saying that's a pronoun, though.
And I would not be calling you that. And it's like, I'm not even trying to come off harsh.
Oh, so here's the thing. That part I disagree with. I will not be calling you that. Fuck that, dude. If someone else is just... Like, if you consider someone's thing weird, who gives a shit? It's not about whether or not you feel it's weird. It's what makes that other person comfortable. This is where I disagree. This is where I strong disagree. Just vibe. Yeah, exactly. Just vibe, man. If someone's like, hey, can you call me Kit and Cat as my pronouns, which has probably never happened, but if they do, sure. Kit's a very cool person when Cat is around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to really work that into language. It's something you have to work at, but I just made it up. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard to like just try to respect. As long as you're trying, most people are like, okay, I appreciate that. Leander, what you're describing is how dealing with my depression is like, not getting out of bed for days, not eating or showering for days. But since I've had it my whole life through therapy, I've been able to be happier even though I'm still depressed. Of course, yeah. Some things we just got to work on that the whole time. What if it makes me uncomfortable to call you a kitten? What if my name was Kitten, Tom? What if it makes me uncomfortable to call you Tom? You know what I mean? Like, what? It doesn't. It doesn't make you uncomfortable. Certainly not in a way that matters. It makes you uncomfortable because you think it's weird. It doesn't make you uncomfortable in the way it makes someone else uncomfortable when you fucking thwart their identity because of your feelings. You know what I mean? Like, it's just literally not the same thing. My name's Tom. No, it isn't! My ex's name was Tom! Like, fuck off. I don't care. Think about my feelings. No. Let's be honest. If you're the type of person who's like, it makes me uncomfortable to respect your pronouns or your name, you're probably not going to be around long enough to have to deal with that anyway. Hopefully that person cuts you out of their life immediately because you suck. Like, seriously. What the fuck's your problem? What if it makes me uncomfortable? No one gives a shit. How pronouns are supposed to be used? Pronouns are supposed to be used in place of nouns. A pronoun is literally anything that's not a noun. When in referring to a person, like, like there's no right way to say a pronoun. Okay, the pronoun can be whatever. Yeah, no, you're doing this like, oh Tom. It's about how pronouns are supposed to be used. You're doing this dumb thing that a lot of people do when they're dumb. And you have this purity of grammar or something like that. And it's like, do you use like, I don't know, do you shorten a word? Do you ever use abbreviations? Do you ever use any slang whatsoever? If you do, then you don't get to stand here and say this. If you use the word y'all before, if you say something like if you say something like, oh, that's cool, that's slang. Like if you say something like, and it's just grown into the vernacular. If you say the word fuck, that used to be slang as well, which actually came from an acronym. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't use trans person's pronoun. I don't care what you're saying. I'm saying like you use this like purity of language argument, and it's stupid. I don't care if you're an ally or not. It's stupid to say how pronouns are supposed to be used in any sentence ever. Like I don't care if you're the biggest ally on the planet and your best friend is trans. Like it's a dumb thing to say, and I'm telling you why it's dumb. If you feel attacked by this, it's probably because you actually employ this type of thinking. You are the one that typed it after all, and thus you should feel a little attacked by it because guess what? You did a dumb. Oh, is that a false etymology? Proto-Germanic. Interesting. Ooh. What? What are you talking about? What? No, I already have it. I already figured it out about the fuck thing. You're supposed to use a trans person's pronouns because they are that gender. Sure, the gender they identify with, yes. It's not about how comfortable they are. It is. It is absolutely about how comfortable they are. So it just doesn't make any sense. So if you have a disagreement about what gender someone is, and the point is that you don't get to choose what pronouns they use, irrespective of whether or not you think they are that gender. So saying that's just not how pronouns work, you're not saying it like Z Zim, right? They don't have any grammatical standing the way that we're talking, right? And if you say, well, that's just not how pronouns work, then it's dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ramble was just a gorilla.
My hair has since become unpurpled, Captain Zebo. Thanks, Comfy. But Jake, we should boil down the entirety of complex human race into two distinct words that our dumb monkey brains made up. True. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't agree with someone's pronouns, that's your fucking problem, bro. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway. Finishing this one.
But you want to be called an animal? That is a mental illness. That is not your pronouns. That is a mental illness. And just so you know, if you use them, I hope you know you don't look cute or trendy. You look stupid. Because you want to call yourself an animal and you mocking trans people. You look dumb.
I think everybody that's doing that is mocking a trans person. Jesus was a communist. Thanks for following, dude.
I've been to a therapist before. And if you use Neo-Pronouns, that might be for you.
That's not what a Neo-Pronoun is. Oh.
I'm not saying go to conversion therapy, but I hate to break it to you, but Zay, Zim, Bun, Self.
Z and Zim. There you go. That is a Neo-Pronoun.
Not a pronoun, buddy. That ain't a gender. Tell me what that is.
Z and Zim's never been considered a gender. What? Z and Zim can, like, look, not a lot of people use that kind of shit. Not a lot of people use pronouns that aren't she, her, he, him, they, them. Most people fall into those groups. If you use those other pronouns, I don't care. I'll use them for you. But usually they're used to denote, like, just establishing sitting outside of the gender binary starkly. Usually someone is just wants to establish hard, hey, I'm not in the binary. Typically. It very rarely is a thing that people do when they sit in the binary.
Anyways, that's really all I have to say.
Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Wow, okay. Not the worst video we've ever watched. It seems like it's just a person that doesn't really understand the conversation, but they are getting panned in the comments because of the way that she tried to describe, like, identifying as Neo-Pronouns and using them as nicknames and shit. Like, yeah. I really think this is poorly. Like, why not just delete that video? Probably because it's getting some views. She has like 2,000 subscribers on YouTube here, and it has 17,000 views. Mostly hate watches. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. There's a lot of things there that were communicated that seem like performative as far as allyship towards trans people, rather than actually understanding the conversation, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, I don't know how old they are. Probably like 15 or some shit like that. I don't know. Is it okay to say I don't care about what pronoun someone uses because them asking me to use it won't cause me to lose any sleep? No, I don't think so. I think that's kind of like the standard take, right? Most people don't give a shit. Most people are like, hey, whatever you want to do. Again, it's you gotta make sure that you're understanding a little bit of the conversation.